Sound of gentle waves lapping on a shore, mixed with serene, ambient music. Take a deep breath. Can you smell it? That faint, briny scent of salt on the air. Can you hear it? The rhythmic sigh of the waves, a sound that has defined our planet for billions of years. 71% of our world is a mystery, a deep blue engine of life hidden beneath a shimmering surface. It is our cradle, our climate control, and our planet's memory, holding the stories of ancient life and lost civilizations in its silent depths. Now, imagine it gone. In a single, silent moment, every ocean, every sea, every last drop vanishes. Not evaporated, not frozen, but simply erased. The calming hush of the waves is replaced by an unnerving, absolute silence. Coastlines become cliffs, dropping down 3, 4, 5 miles into a newly revealed, terrifying abyss. What would we see in that great unveiling? And more importantly, what would happen to the handful of us left clinging to the dry land? Music shifts to a low, ominous, tense drone. The first thing we'd experience wouldn't be sight or sound, but pressure. The colossal weight of 1.35 billion cubic kilometers of water is an integral part of our planet's equilibrium. Its sudden removal would be like taking a cosmic thumb off a pressurized container. The atmospheric pressure at what was once sea level would plummet catastrophically. Any living creature in the ocean, from the blue whale to the smallest shrimp, would die instantly, their bodies unable to handle the explosive decompression. But the real chaos would be geological. The Earth's crust, which has been pressed down by the immense weight of the oceans for eons, would begin to rebound. This process, called isostatic rebound, would not be gentle. It would trigger earthquakes on a scale we have never witnessed, not just along existing fault lines, but across the entire newly exposed ocean floor. The Mid-Atlantic Ridge, a vast underwater mountain range, would tear itself apart, its volcanoes, once smothered by miles of water, erupting violently into the thin air, spewing ash and gas directly into the upper atmosphere. The ground beneath our feet, everywhere on Earth, would tremble for days, weeks, even months as the planet violently reshaped itself. Within the first few hours, the second great crisis would begin: the weather. The ocean is our planet's heart, pumping heat around the globe through its massive currents. Without it, our thermostat is broken. Regions that were once temperate would experience savage temperature swings. The sun would beat down on the exposed, dark basalt of the ocean floor, baking it to scorching temperatures during the day. But without the ocean's thermal mass to retain that heat, nights would become brutally cold, plunging well below freezing. The world would be divided into two extreme zones: a fiercely hot equatorial belt and two permanently frozen polar caps, with a narrow, unstable twilight zone in between where survival might just be conceivable. But the most devastating change to the climate would be the death of the water cycle. With no major body of water to evaporate from, the clouds would thin and vanish. It would, quite simply, stop raining. Rivers would dry up within weeks, lakes would shrink to dusty salt flats, and every continent would begin an inexorable transformation into a global, planet-spanning desert. And then there is the very air we breathe. Between 50 and 80% of the oxygen in our atmosphere is produced by marine phytoplankton. In our scenario, they were the first to go, wiped out in the initial moment of vanishing. We would be living on borrowed time, breathing from a finite tank of oxygen. As we and the remaining land animals exhaled carbon dioxide, and as the newly exposed volcanoes pumped more of it into the sky, its concentration would soar. The ocean is the world's largest carbon sink, absorbing a massive portion of the CO2 we produce. Without it, the gas would accumulate rapidly. This would create a strange, dry greenhouse effect. The planet would be trapped in a cycle of extreme heat and extreme cold, with an atmosphere that was steadily becoming unbreathable. The sky, once blue, would turn a hazy, dusty brown from the constant winds scouring the dry ocean beds, kicking up trillions of tons of salt, sediment, and the fine, powdered remains of all the life that once thrived there. The world would become a choking, salty dust bowl. But in the midst of this planetary apocalypse, an incredible, albeit temporary, opportunity would arise. For the first time, the true face of our planet would be revealed. The abyssal plains, the deep-sea canyons, the vast mountain ranges, all laid bare. The Mariana Trench would be an almost 7-mile-deep scar on the planet, a canyon so profound its bottom would have its own unique atmospheric conditions. Mauna Kea in Hawaii, measured from its base on the ocean floor, would now stand revealed as the tallest mountain on Earth, towering over 100 meters, dwarfing Mount Everest. We could walk through the skeletal remains of coral reefs, now ghostly white calcium forests. We could explore the bizarre geology of hydrothermal vents, the black smokers, now silent, alien spires that once nurtured life in total darkness. And among this alien landscape would lie our own history. The seabed is the greatest museum in the world. An estimated 3 million shipwrecks lie scattered across the ocean floor. We could walk up to the rusted hulk of the Titanic, resting on a plain 2.5 miles below the old sea level. We could find the German battleship Bismarck, ancient Roman trading vessels with their amphorae still intact, Spanish galleons whose treasure has been the stuff of legend for centuries. It would all be there for the taking, a complete, unbroken record of our maritime history. Beyond that, what else might we find? Sunken cities like parts of ancient Alexandria or the mythical city of Dwarka off the coast of India. Perhaps even the ruins of civilizations we never knew existed, swallowed by the waves in some ancient cataclysm. For a short while, humanity would become the greatest archaeologists in history, exploring a new, dark continent full of monsters, treasures, and secrets. This golden age of discovery would be tragically short-lived. As the oxygen dwindled and the climate stabilized into a state of permanent hostility, human life would become untenable on the surface. Perhaps for a few generations, survivors could eke out an existence in sealed biomes, using technology to recycle air and water. But the planet itself would be on a one-way trip. The exposed iron-rich rock of the seabed, reacting with what little oxygen remained, and the high levels of carbon dioxide, would begin to rust on a planetary scale. The deep browns and blacks of the former ocean floor would slowly turn a familiar, desolate shade of reddish-orange. Over thousands of years, Earth would complete its transformation. It would become a silent, cold, dusty world with a thin, unbreathable atmosphere, a world with towering, dead volcanoes, vast canyons, and a reddish, rusty surface. Our vibrant blue marble would become a ghost, a near twin to our neighbor in the solar system, Mars. The disappearance of the ocean would do more than just kill us. It would erase the very identity of our world. It reveals a profound truth, that the ocean is not just a feature on our planet, but the very system that makes it a planet of life at all. It is our past, our present, and our future, a dynamic and fragile membrane separating a living world from the cold, silent void of space. Without it, Earth is just another rock. The great cosmic mystery isn't what lies in the infinite darkness between the stars, but the incredible, near-impossible miracle of the deep blue that allowed us to exist in the first place. And it serves as a chilling reminder that the line between a living world and a dead one is often no wider than the depth of its oceans.